work. Hello again. Now, in my previous video, the hidden implications of the gun ban, check that out, but there's some political statements in there as well as regards what's happening in Canada. However, let's leave politics out of it for a moment and just talk straight about what it is we're trying to accomplish by banning guns. Now, let's start with New Zealand. They, in 2019, I believe it was, placed a gun ban, same as we're trying to do in Canada here now. Crime statistics since then have gone through the roof, including violent crime and, not surprisingly, crimes committed with guns. Well, it's not rocket science, is it? The villain comes in with a gun. He's a lot more confident he's not going to be faced with another gun, a bigger gun or more guns, because they were taken away from the honest people. So, how's that working? Piss poor, isn't it? Now, some of our politicians, one or two of them, have said to the effect of, well, it's a poor hunter who needs more than one shot in his gun. Well, tell that to a ranger in grizzly country, grizzly bear country, or where there's polar bears. Those animals, they don't recognize that we think we're on top of the food chain. And, well, again, ask anyone who knows these animals, whether they just, Churchill, Manitoba, where the polar bears roam, or someone who's in grizzly country. I don't care if it's a bazooka. They want more than one shot. Take the grizzly's bear off, or the grizzly's ear off with a bazooka. Well, you're gonna wish you had a second shot in that bazooka, aren't you? This is Canada. We've got an awful lot, vast territories with wild animals. Moose, we have them here in Ontario. They're in Quebec, Newfoundland, Labrador. Statistically, they're a more dangerous animal, kill and injure more people than what bears do. Again, you want to trust the one shot? We've also got an invasion of wild boar, wild pigs. That's a subtopic. We should be dealing with that, but, Google what's going on down in Texas with those things. They're an invasive species that's running amok. And anyone who's out in their territory and or hunting them, they'll tell you, one shot isn't what you want. Now, let's move to the lunatic factor. Mass shootings, what happened in the tragedy in Nova Scotia. Now, that's what I'm going to refer to as the lunatic factor. You want to call them mentally deranged, you want to take the politically correct approach, they have mental health issues. Well, yeah, but let's just call it the lunatic factor. Lunatics also use bombs. They run people over. I mean, we had an incident in Toronto not too long ago. That fellow went careening down the sidewalk in a van. That big drive thing, the guy had a big truck in France. Doesn't matter if it's the lunatic factor or, shall we say, religious zealousness. They don't need guns. Let's look at Switzerland. I believe every citizen in Switzerland owns a gun. I don't know if it's mandatory by law or if it's simply encouraged. They have some of the lowest, if not the lowest, crime rate in the world. And I remember seeing something a couple of years back, a little town down in the States somewhere, probably the Midwest. I can't quote it. This is a little town. It says on the sign as you're coming into town, welcome to Smallville or whatever it's called, where every citizen, it's a bylaw, city ordinance, it's mandatory that they do own a gun. And they put it right there on the sign as you come into town. Crime statistics, just about nil. You know, this ill-conceived and probably ill-fated scheme we have in Canada to ban guns, I'll leave the politics out of it. See my aforementioned video, the hidden implications of the gun ban. But banning guns from honest citizens isn't going to change criminal activity in the least. In fact, common sense and the evidence from New Zealand makes it clear it works totally against anything our politicians are telling us that it's going to accomplish. No, the answer is simple common sense. Make possession of an illegal firearm a very serious offense. Some serious time to just be in violation of these gun laws. Again, rational gun laws, but get heavy on the criminals. Like really heavy. Some serious mandatory time for possession of illegal firearms and the commission of a crime, be that armed robbery, gang activity, drive-by shootings, the serious gun issues. Put some really heavy time on that. You're going to get caught using an illegal firearm in a criminal offense, whether again it's theft, gang activity, overzealous religious activity. I'll leave it at that. Now you're talking life. Give them a life sentence, which in Canada isn't natural life anyways, but it's a good long stretch. Maybe even slightly modify that law that if you commit a violent crime with an illegal gun, yeah, you get life, man. You know, you're not going to get a pension. You're inside. That's the answer to gun crime. What we're trying to do in Canada here, again, it's proven itself it doesn't work. It's of dubious, questionable political motivation. So please have a look at all that, and you know, if we manage to after the impending civil war here in Canada, the haircut at the helm's doing the end of the rope dance, vote for Common Sense Carl. No, don't. I'm only joking. However, you could subscribe. That's my thoughts for today. Take care.